I was born about 50 miles north of Pittsburgh in a small town called Newcastle. Living and growing up in Newcastle was tough. We didn't live like normal people. My dad was a coal miner. My mom was a housewife. My parents couldn't afford very much, so, you didn't grow up with the rich students or the middle class. Back then was when the coal mines were starting to fluctuate in terms of closing. So, we didn't have very much as a kid growing up. I was the first one to go to college out of our entire family, so that was pretty exciting.
So how I met Joe was I was up in Pittsburgh visiting some family, and
We met at a bar.
he was stuck with me, and we're 5 years in.
I grew up in a one-bedroom apartment, way too many people in that small little space. Sharing is caring because that's all you had. I went away to college for 2 years to the University of Hartford. I decided that I did not like Connecticut, so I moved back to New York with my parents, got my bachelor's degree in radiology.
I was raised in Queens, in Kew Gardens, Queens, in fact. I spent most of my time in the city. I went to high school in the city, and I worked in the city up until 2009. I was in advertising and audio post-production.
Deli, very great.
I grew up in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. It was a great childhood. I can't think of anything negative about it, which was really cool. A lot of people can't say that. Great family, very close family. When I was young, it was okay to go down to Detroit and spend time in the city. Then it made a bad turn where people were exiting the city, and it was very dangerous. A lot of crime, a lot of murders, a lot of bad things happened in the city, and it got national attention. People didn't want to go near the city because it was dangerous. You couldn't go to gas stations in the city without worrying about someone coming and robbing you. And so, it was tough. But the last 6, 7, 8 years, the city's turned around. All of a sudden, big businesses are coming. 400 new restaurants in the last 3 years. The waterfront property, which is some of the most beautiful waterfront property of any city in the country, is all being redeveloped. And people that are from Detroit are so proud to say that they're from Detroit. Kristen and I, just from the beginning, we both had a similar background. When we met, it was an interesting thing. It happened very quickly. She moved to Detroit within a month after us meeting. 2.5 years later, here we are, and she's the best thing that could have come into my life.
So I worked in radiology for about 25 years, plus or minus, so I've been in healthcare there. I just got tired of it. You can only do the same career for so many years before you're like, all right, hello, it's time for something else. I want a new adventure. I want something that's gonna outlast me.
I love doing what I do as an accountant, but yet, I don't feel as relaxed as I feel being at Hounds Town. I feel that my day job's a little stressful and intimidating, so, that's kind of why I enjoy being more at Hounds Town.
Ego played a big part of my life, and it steered me in directions that I didn't necessarily want to go into. Some of the things that were important to me at the time are not now. And so selling my home, selling our company, I had to make some major, major changes in my life. Unfortunately, it took me until 47 years old to figure some of this out, but now I look back at things and I did these things for the wrong reasons. I did enjoy my career at the agency, but I had to be open-minded to new adventures.
My passion for animals started probably from the time I was born. My whole family loves animals. We always had either cats or dogs or guinea pigs, hamsters in my house. I would bring home strays. As much as I worked in the city and I loved what I did, my passion has always been wanting to help animals and be around them.
Colleen and I were talking about it and wanted to get into owning our own business and securing our future for ourselves instead of securing a future for somebody else.
After I'd sold our company, I started looking into some franchise opportunities and started looking at doggy daycares that were local doggy daycares that were for sale. And when I started looking at some of the things they were not doing, I knew that I had other ideas. And then Kristen had found Hounds Town. I read up on Mike and his background and instantly was intrigued. So put in an application. Within an hour, I got a return phone call. A month later, I was in New York meeting Mike and Jackie.
I told Cody about Hounds Town after I had signed all the paperwork.
My first reaction when Joe told about Hounds Town was,
Why? This sounds really stupid.
what the bleep are we getting ourselves into? That first moment was like about to shit my pants. Like, it was bad. It was scary. Like, how much is this going to take over our lives?
I chose specifically Hounds Town because of the great charity work that they do, the feeling of it's not just a business. I would love to, make a difference in animals' lives, and I felt like Hounds Town would enable me to do that.
Talking to both Jackie and Mike, the aha moment for me was it actually was Jackie and Mike doing the talking. It wasn't some third party that they had hired or somebody else on their corporate team. It was actually Jackie and Mike. They make you feel personable and they make you feel like family.
Mike and Jackie, first and foremost, are inspirational. I can't imagine going into a franchise, a business like this, without the support that they have offered Pete and I.
And once we met Mike and Jackie and started the process, then it was a lot more exciting, and I was ready for it, and every day since has been exciting.
Mike's background is what was incredible to me. And when you meet someone like that has such an extensive background in dog behavior and his extensive training with the military and the police, you don't meet people like that every day.
Every time I'm around Mike, I learn something new. Every time with the dogs. With the franchise, with Jackie. Hey, can you look over the books? Can you just check this out? Can you tell me where I'm going right, where I'm going wrong? Where should I funnel? What should I increase? What should I decrease?
I have been confused along the way, and Jackie's literally been a mom, a sister, and been there to answer questions. And just the things that she just continues to do, it is, like I said, inspirational. And it's amazing to watch her.
Hey, Roy, how you doing? When you don't know an answer to a question, there's somebody to call and you can get the answer that you need. If it's something that's crazy and bizarre that they don't know the answer, you have a team there to help you find the correct answer and the way to do it. Most of the time, somebody else has already gone through what you're going through, or somebody has already done or made the mistakes that you're making. So when you talk to them, you can call Mike and say, look, I have this dog that's doing X, Y, Z. What do I do to correct it? You have somebody there that can help you. Same thing with like marketing, or you have a Facebook question, you have a social media question. You can call Corey and he'll let you know this is what you need to do. This is how you fix it.
Part of the appeal of Hounds Town is that you have the Hounds Town colors, you have the Hounds Town theme, you have the Hounds Town philosophy, but you can still develop your own kind of identity within the Hounds Town brand, which is so important, especially for me, because I wanted it to be a Detroit brand. When you're able to say, even my website is Hounds Town Metro Detroit. Our email is Detroit@Hounds Town USA, and they allowed me to do that.
As long as you're following the manual, you can run your day-to-day operations, basically as you feel free to do so.
Part of the hurdles and the issues I knew I was going to experience was the brand recognition or lack of brand recognition here in the Detroit area. I knew that was going to be incredibly important. In New York and Long Island and all those areas, the brand was already known. In Detroit, no one has ever heard of Hounds Town. So without that support, I wouldn't have known where to begin with it. And it's been incredible to see The brand recognition, the name recognition, the response from the community, everything because of the advertising and marketing campaign that's done through corporate, it's incredible.
Coming into the brand and, finding out that Hounds Town has such a robust marketing was one thing that I was excited about. The day-to-day processes and, what Hounds Town has designed as a franchise is there for a reason, and they're very easy to follow, very consistent.
The first day when you have everybody there, the whole corporate team there, was anybody going to come into the door was really nerve-wracking.
Hi, Balboa.
When the first random customer just walked in with their 2 dogs and they just ended up leaving their dogs with us on opening day, it was really exciting. Once that moment happened, then you just knew you could do it. It just became so much easier once you get that first person to the door.
Hounds Town is a humongous but tiny family. Everybody here has, in one way or another, shaped the way I'm doing things.
From the beginning, the build-out process, the relationship with the corporate team, all the additional assistance I got from everyone, you can't find that in any other franchise. You feel like an instant family member of something that is a dream come true.
There is nothing that I can't speak about with Jackie and Mike because they understand that working a full-time job, building a business, and holding a family, because I'm a single mother, is a lot of balls you have to juggle in the air. And as long as they're all in the air and they're not on the floor, you're doing great.
To have Hounds Town Garden City was a dream come true. I put so much of myself and effort into hopefully making it as great as I think it is, because I do have such a love of animals and I do have a love of business, and I think the combination was just a perfect match for me.
I know that there's going to be something that will develop from this point on that's going to be something I'll be able to leave on as a legacy. I'm truly proud of it already, but I know I'll continue to be proud of it and everyone that works here with us.
It really felt like a labor of love. It just kind of felt like this had to be the next step in my life, and I didn't want anything to go wrong with it. So it's been amazing, long road to get here, but it's the best thing ever.
Honestly, I'm completely all in on Hounds Town. I'm so fired up about my future, and my future is blue and green.